We knew that Coleman had the brain tumor, and he bought this car, and it's a pretty cool car. It's a 1964 Mercury Monterey. He needed something to drive, and it started out as, hey, can we maybe just throw a quick paint job on it, maybe some wheels and tires, get it running and driving good. Well, the next thing you know, we put a crew together.
In August of 2020, we first introduced you to Cole Medcoff, a Parma teenager who was battling a brain tumor. He bought that old classic car to lift his spirits during treatment, and it needed a lot of work to run again. As you heard, it's a 1964 Mercury Monterey, his dream car. Well, as you're about to see, one man brought the community together to bring that car back to life for Cole. In tonight's 7's Hero, Maggie O'Mara has a really special update on this story 2 years later.
What do you think?
Still speechless.
Cole Medcoff still can't believe his eyes. His 1964 Mercury Monterey is getting a complete makeover.
I just kept looking on Craigslist, on Facebook for something that I could drive, I could work on.
He found this classic beauty, but it needed a lot of work.
We saw the car on the side of the road, and Cole was just like, he's like, Dad, that's it. I've got to have it. That's the car.
15-year-old Cole thought it would be the perfect distraction after he was diagnosed with a brain tumor.
It was a long string of just seeing doctor after doctor.
The chemo, the last few months, the last probably 4 months has really started to get to him.
His dad says Cole has been so brave through it all.
I think it wears on him more than he likes to show, because he stays strong for myself and for his mother, and for the other little kids and everybody around him.
That's where Scott Reynolds here at Harold's Auto Body comes in.
Oh, geez, what do you do when you find that out, when your best buddy's son has a brain tumor?
He wanted to help fix up the car for Cole.
We don't have the funding to really make this happen. I said, let's go to Make-A-Wish. With you having a brain tumor, they'll help us. I know they'll help us. And he said, I'm not going to do it. Okay, I kind of let it go. He's not one to take charities. He's very selfless. And he said, every week I go to chemo, and I see these little kids with tubes plugged into them and no hair, and they're throwing up, and they're sick, and their families have to suffer with them. And he said, I don't need a car. Those kids need to go to Disneyland. They need to go to Hawaii. They need their wish worse than I need a car.
Reynolds had an idea.
I got with Mark, the shop owner, made some key calls to people in town, Maztec Automotive, Amco, all the big players in town. Can we do this? And we all had a big meeting and said, yeah, we can do this.
That was 2 years ago in 2020.
So we're going to call it just a little over 2 years. Originally, we planned on 6 months, somewhere in there. Then we had the pandemic hit. It took way longer than we wanted it to, but it's done.
He delivered it to Coleman with a kiss last weekend.
Oh, it feels amazing. I absolutely missed her. I feel that I owe it to myself, my family, my hometown, to appreciate this and drive around as much as I can possible and show it off for everybody that worked on it and for everybody that supported it.
This now 17-year-old says he's doing really well. His brain tumor is stable.
I'm doing good. Everything that I've gone through lately, there's been no change in the progression of my tumor. I finished chemo about 1.5 years ago, so I'm no longer on chemo.
He's ready to start living, and that starts with driving his dream car.
Go to as many car shows as I can to show my support for everybody that's helped on this project.
When you meet a kid that's as selfless as that, he deserves this. Thousands of labor hours, and all the labor was donated. My build team, amazing group of people. Everybody worldwide, nationwide, Idaho-wide, that has donated and helped.
I'd like to say thank you, and I appreciate it to the fullest extent. If I'm not able to thank you today, I want to thank you no matter what I can do.
Scott says he would do it all over again. It was a labor of love for a great kid.
For 2+ years, this project has been my life. I am very honored. It has been my pleasure to do this.
To the incredible Scott Reynolds and the entire team who made Coleman's dream car come to life. You are all 7's heroes.
What a transformation. Scott says the GoFundMe is still up and running because the cost of rebuilding the car was a lot higher than they expected it to be. If you'd like to help chip in on that, we have the link in this story on ktvb.com. Bree's up next with the full forecast for this work week ahead.